asking why we missed our chance.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. I'm your host, Jason. Your other host is Tim.
Greetings and welcome.
And your special guest host is Hannah.
Hey guys.
We are covering Caravan Palace. This is a Patreon pick. We're kind of behind on the Patreon picks, so this month will be a lot of them. So, up first, Caravan Palace. Hannah picked it. We're Playlist Link channel. If you missed previous, fuck it, you know what to do. Hit the buttons. If you're new here, welcome.
It's down below.
It's down below. Hit all the little buttons and thingies and whatchamacallits. We're talking Chronologic. Chronologic. I think it's Chronologic.
Chronologic?
I think it's just a Chronologic.
Is it Chronologic?
Yeah.
I told you a couple videos ago I'd fuck up English words too, so I'll start this one off. Miracle, really cool opening track. I like the softer tones on the music, and the vocal delivery was top tier. This was the lines that I read in the first video by accident. About You, top song contender. Great lyrics. Well, I'm a big girl with cash and wheels. I'm taller than you when I don't wear heels. I wasn't a fan of whoever Charles X is, but besides that, it was a good one. Moonshine, another top song contender, had this swamp vibe going that I was digging. Melancholia, I'm going to quote my older kid, this sucks, end quote. I kind of agree. It was a little too poppy. Plume was fine. Fargo sounded like Kermit the Frog said the line crazy all night, and it made me laugh, so points for that. Water Guns started out good. I wasn't a fan of the vocals, though. Another guest, I have no idea who it is. It didn't work for me. It does do some interesting things musically,
Tom
though.
Bailey?
What's that?
It was Tom Bailey.
You don't know Tom Bailey?
No, who the fuck is Tom Bailey?
He's Tom Bailey. He works down the street.
Oh, that guy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know old Tom. I know
Bailey.
Tom.
He does the thing over at the place.
Oh, the thing. Yeah,
The thing.
Out yonder. I got you.
Yeah.
Shout out Tom. Come on the show. We'll interview you when you get done doing that thing down the street. Lena had some cool parts, but a lot of it sounded like Robot Face, like leftover from the previous record. Supersonic, wasn't a fan. It was a little too poppy. Ghost was short and chill. I dug that one. And April sounded like the Caravan Palace I liked in the beginning. Second best closer after Sydney. Some really cool really cool effects going on where it sounds like the song is shorting out, if that makes any sense. And the vocals were super pretty, so I thought this was a step, not a full step back, but a half step back to the earlier stuff. Which, talking to Hannah when we were playing Fortnite the other night, is completely different than Hannah's point.
Yeah, I don't know. That listen was a pretty big step in the wrong direction, but get there.
Okay, well.
I mean, you want me to go next, though?
Yeah, you go next.
All right. I call this one the R&B album. Because that's what it is. It's they stepped away from the swing jazz and went pop R&B for the whole album. They have some guests on there, like you said, whatever, Tom Bailey, Charles
Old
X.
Tom, yeah, Old Tom.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, man.
I don't know who they are, and I tried to look. There's 5 Tom Baileys on Spotify, and none of them are anybody. And then Charles X doesn't have a lot of listeners either.
And there's 4 in the phone book, and they're all plumbers.
Yeah, so I was like, they just got whoever they are. I'm sorry if this offends you, but you're kind of nobodies. I mean,
I'm assuming they're
I
like
guess.
somebody overseas, and this just our
It might
dumb
be. They might be
American.
somebody known in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
could be huge.
Charles
We
X.
could all be
Charles
just
X.
like, you
He's
don't
on
know
here
Tom
though. He's
Bailey?
from Los Angeles, so I do know that one. I kind of looked at his stuff a little bit, and it didn't really get me. So, overall, I feel like Chronologic. Like I said, it's kind of a whole different genre than their earlier albums. I felt like Robot Face was kind of the transition from the first two to this one. But also in general, this one has a lot of darker themes. The other albums were really like fun, let's party, let's have a good time, party, 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 whatever. And then this one was very, there's a lot of themes in this one that are pretty dark. There's a lot of sadder songs, regret, loss, and are mentioned a few times in this. Not directly, but in my interpretation is there's a few songs about.
I don't think you can say that
So
word
it's
on
just
YouTube.
really. Oh, okay. Unalive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We run a tight ship here
Okay,
with
let's back that up
censorship.
disassemble.
Let's back that up
Disassemble.
then. Okay. There are darker themes in this, like sadness, regret, loss, and like of
That'll work.
self-inflicted things. There's quite a few songs on here that do reference that kind of emotion or that sort of act, and it's darker. So like Miracle as the opening song, great song. I really like this one too. The whole chorus about life is a miracle, you should enjoy it. This really reflects on that darker theme, because there is kind of a line in there about stepping in front of a subway sort of thing. And I don't know, it's just kind of like don't give up. Life's a miracle, every day's a miracle, don't give up. So it's really good. And I read in an AMA recently that as a band they said this was one of their favorite songs they did, and I kind of like that. It does have a really like pop feel. I feel like they've kind of changed as a band. They've moved more toward mainstream music rather than being more niche. And I guess that would happen if you gain more popularity and you've been doing music for a while. That's going to kind of happen. But that's kind of what's that.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but it happens to a lot of bands.
It does.
So I can see that, they're trying to like appeal to a wider audience, I guess I should say. About You, I kind of like this one. Like I said, they're doing new collaborations with artists that are not well known. I think this was the Charles X one right now. It's kind of like, I looked into his stuff. He didn't really do it for me. Moonshine, I like this one. I like the sampling, and this whole song kind of felt like yearning for something, and I liked that. Melancholia, this one was also in reference to some, trying to like word this in a way that's not going to get you taken off YouTube or whatever.
Oh, we're not that concerned with it. You can't demonetize a
right,
non-monetized
Right?
channel.
You can't take what isn't there.
This song, so like all the songs for me kind of like evoke like a scene from like a movie or something. And like in this scene, it'd be someone driving on a highway like way too fast, thinking about all their life's regrets and like contemplating driving off a cliff kind of thing, or into maybe into something.
It's like a rise against approaching curve type thing.
Yeah, that's kind of, this song felt really dark. And I mean, it's Melancholia. It's about feeling sad and reflecting on that. Plume takes it the opposite direction, upbeat. It's like spending a night with a lover and very pop. Fargo was a nice instrumental piece, I think. Water Guns, didn't really do it for me too much. Lena, I liked. I think Lena was a reference to the previous album, and like I said, I think the previous album was about a character, a certain character, and maybe that's what the song is referencing. It kind of references like a double life. I don't know, a lot of band members kind of lead double lives because they have their stage persona and then they have their private lives. So they're kind of, it's about that. And then there's a clip in there, and she's where a woman says, "Working in Paris." And I don't know if you guys picked that up. It's Audrey Hepburn in the 1963 movie Charade.
Oh, okay. No, I missed that.
Yeah, and that movie is about leading a double life, isn't it? So
yes, it is.
And this whole song kind of felt like it was about that. So I thought that was a good sample to put in there. Supersonics was fun. Ghosts was really nice. It's like a soft instrumental piece. I felt like it kind of felt like ghosts or like spirits or just things in the past that we can't quite get back. That was kind of the vibe of the song. And they did that really well instrumentally. They're very good about telling a story with just the instruments alone. And April, for our ending song, for a much darker album, the song is very lighthearted to kind of end the song on a happier note, or end the album on a happier note, when the whole album itself was kind of on a darker tone. So yeah, basically that was kind of my thing for Chronologic. It's very different. It's not swing, it's not really jazzy, it's very pop R&B kind of style music.
That's interesting because like we are an unscripted show. We have no idea what each other are going to say, but it was interesting you mentioned Lena being a throwback, and that's the one that I said sounded like Robot Face. And then April, you said it was like ending on a happier note. It was more upbeat. And that was like the first couple albums. It was like dancing and happy stuff. So that was cool. I'm glad I picked up on that. Well, Tim, what did you think of Chronologic?
Right.
Chronologic.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts about this one. Okay, so I'm going to say it's their best produced album. I also think it's their poppiest album. It's also their shortest album. I actually thought like the length of this one was a positive. Mm-hmm. Like it did not outstay its welcome. But yeah, like long, like the swing on the grid is long gone. This is just straight Euro club music at this point. Every song now has vocals. There are no more instrumentals. And I wasn't sure if I was watching like a Bravo montage or if I was shopping at an Abercrombie and Fitch. But it's very much either one of those things.
Yeah, I'm going to have a hot take.
It is super poppy. It is super... I mean, I don't want to say generic because, again, like, they do it well. It's not like completely paint by the numbers.
Yeah, it's still them. You could still hear their signature style in it.
Sure, but it feels like they're trying to conform more to, commercial American.
I don't know. I think it's more. It's more
exactly.
I think it's more Euro pop than like American.
Yeah,
pop.
It's total just Euro club music. Well, and I mean, American club music too, but
and we'll get in the second
because it's still the same drum. It's still that same house trap beat or whatever that people want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought this one did some interesting things. Like Moonshine was really good. I like this one, and maybe it was the length. Maybe it felt more cohesive.
Yeah, and I think my highlights would be Lena and April. I think those were my two highlights from this album. Like, I thought those were, pretty representative of, like, top tier Euro dance pop.
Okay, yeah.
But the swing is gone, and it feels a little weird, especially after enjoying those first couple albums. That
Right.
after Robot Face, they really just took that left turn, to whatever street we're turning down. And
I believe what this show calls it Beacon Street.
is it Beacon Street?
Yeah.
I thought it was Beacon Street, but then I wanted to say it was Beale Street, and it's like, no, I know it's not Beale Street. Yeah, we took that left
turn down Beacon Street.
That's it.
Go check out our No Doubt review.
And then, this kind of doubles down on Robot Face, where they took the turn there and kind of went in that more pop direction. And this just really just stamp it. We're really going pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're just trying to previously they had a kind of a niche audience, and I feel like this one they were just trying to reach a broader audience. Maybe they'd gotten a few new fans or something. Yeah,
it's very much like, you ever heard of a band called the Front Bottoms? It's two guys, right? It was simple, acoustic punk, alternative, whatever you want to call it. It was just two guys, super fun, great music. They started getting a following, and they started
Days and Days style.
No, not Days and Days, not at all. This is more indie rock, acoustic, good songwriting type stuff, but funny and good. There's a whole song about reliving Jaws 2 in a lake. It's good shit. But they this band reminded me of them, because as they got more and more fans and followers and record sales and money, bigger studios, they started changing and adding more to it and making it more pop. And I kind of got that with this band, that trajectory of, we gotta sound what we think people want to hear.
Yeah.
And I kind of got that with this band too.
Meanwhile, it was that personality from the first couple albums that made them interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they kind of with Chronologic, it was my understanding that this album did not do very well because they did not appeal to the wider audience like they had intended, and they also kind of alienated some of their earlier fans at the same time.
That's what always happens.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Hannah's turn to guess.
Oh, okay. I think Tim's gonna put this one last. Behind Robot Face. Yeah.
No, that's gonna be incorrect.
No. You liked it better than Robot Face?
I liked it better than Robot Face.
Okay. But you definitely didn't like it better than the first two, right?
Right.
Okay. I kind of think Jason's going to put this in the same spot.
You son of a bitch.
Third.
Exactly where I was going to put it.
It's funny. I liked Robot Face better. I like the first three better.
Okay. And again,
what I'm looking for is the swing. And there.
See, I didn't get any swing on Robot Face either. I got more electronic.
There was a little bit on Robot Face, but it was really little. There was some, but it was a small amount.
I thought Chronologic, the closing track, the Moonshine, the opening track, I felt like there was more instrumentation and interesting things compared to Robot Face's straight dance pop biz type music.
Fair enough.
I thought I was gonna have a hot take. Maybe Tim's in the same fucking boat with me. Maybe we gonna get Caravan Palace Reddit come at us.
I got done with this and I went, I bet Jason has the exact same notes I do.
Or similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and we don't show each other our notes or anything. There's no There's no getting together beforehand. This is completely unscripted.
Yep.
But, you know, we've been doing this a while now. Sometimes you could just tell.
Yeah.
Bill let me down on the Cramps, though. I thought he would find something with the Cramps. Something, but I misread him.
I wish he had done this one with us because I feel like he would have hated all of this and it would have been funny.
I was very curious to see what Bill was going to think about these.
I'm going to get his ass with Sonic Youth.
Nah.
I'm going to get him. He's going to hate Sonic Youth.
I don't think he has ever heard electro jazz like 1 second of it in his life. So this would have been a whole new world for him.
See, my problem is, and this is a personal thing, after country, the genre I hate the most is like techno beat bullshit. Like I just It's up there with country as far as music I hate. And I mean, I could probably even take some country over it, like depending on who it is. So that's just a personal taste. Like I've never liked that type of music, Daft Punk and Prodigy and all that crap. Like
all I listen to is either jazz or EDM. That's it.
Unless it's like Nine Inch Nails, I like. You know, Skinny Puppy, some.
Yeah, that's like industrial though. It's a little different.
Yeah, I guess so. I like.
There's different genres within the electronic music. There's like different types of it.
But if it's
and
just
I've always been a fan of like the EDM dance and like dub, and I know that's not for everybody, but I've been a fan of those.
So that's why I thought the first two albums were more interesting because it was more swing and old school, like film noir type
vibe
and
to
lots
it,
of
instrumentation. Lots of instrumentation.
Yeah, lots of instrumentation. Yeah. We got one more album to go. Then we got our top songs. Then we got Is It Art? Coming up, our next pick is The Replacements, which I know some of the Replacements, but I haven't listened to them all, so that was a good Patreon pick. We got Creed coming up at some point. That's a Bill pick. We've got Tomahawk coming up, which is a Tim pick. And we got Sloppy Seconds, which was my pick. So if you like those bands or have never heard of those bands or, just want to come hang out with us and get drunk, just like and subscribe, hit all the little button thingies. And below. As always, what, Tim?
Make good, safe, and be good decisions.
That'll
Sounds
work.
Great.
We need to learn how to say that in French.
April, please help me to run.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.